Live! Alright, cool. Alright, we are live. Live. And let me make sure my audio is working, which I should have checked before we start. It looks like it's working. It looks like the video is working. And who is with us today? We have Lester and Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse. Hello, Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse. Thank you for having me on your show. That was really nice. Talking about Call Sign Longbow, which you can check out on Kickstarter right now. Hello, Matt and Andrew. Andrew, the guy so nice they named him twice. There's Comic Tropes. Hi, Comic Tropes. Nice to see you. Always nice to see you. There's Big Gay Dave and Cyclonus. And that's the same Matt. I almost said it was another Matt, but there is another Matt in there. There's Draws and Jump in General and another Matt and G.I. Joe Espanol. So hello, everyone. Yes, thank you, Matt. Thank you very much. Hey, it's Manda. Hello, Manda. Nice to see you. And Christian. Hey, greetings, Christian. And I sent you a sketch, didn't I? I hope it got there. I know I had to send it internationally. Hopefully that did eventually get there. So, sorry about the delay in that. International shipping just seems to be really slow lately. Hello, Jeffrey and Beach and Dale and Spaced Cobra and Sparkster and Robert and James and Mike and Amanda again. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hi. How you doing? It's Tuesday. It's nice to see everybody. Hello, Daniel. Yes, Tiger Force. We talked about Tiger Force. Oh yeah, I was gonna get. Oh, what is wrong with me? I was gonna get the Tigerfly and Recondo out so we could talk about it if we wanted to, but then I didn't. And it's like it's not just over there where I can go get it. I had to put it in a thing and put it in a thing, so I would have to dig it out. This is the problem with not having a lot of space, is that things have to be put in things and then put in other things in order to make room for everything. Anyway, hi Mike Layton and Daniel and Evan and Josiah and Travis. Good evening. Hello, Chew and Bubblegum. Nice to see you. It's going well for me. Thank you. And Manda, I believe that's AK using Manda's account. So hi AK, how do you do? Okay, good. At least it got there. I just want to make sure the thing gets there. And I hope you like it. So this week, I will not be doing a live drawing because I really feel like I need to get a better second camera before I do that. Thank you, Comic Tropes, who sends the super chat and says, put this in your wallet. I will. I am taking it off the screen right now, and I'm putting it in my wallet. Done. Any requests you have, if you pay me enough, I basically will do anything for money because I love money so much. Thank you very much. Dale says Tiger Force Python Patrol was a good idea for G.I. Joe. I grew up in the late 80s, figures available around this time in the 90s. Hello, James Clark. How do you do? The colors of Python Patrol and Tiger Force, hello, Peter Ang, and hello, Raymond, were not necessarily my favorite, but... like I said in the video, I was able to get some figures that I couldn't otherwise get. They were no longer available, and I either missed them the first time around. Actually, most of them I did not miss the first time around, but they were either lost or broken or gone for some other reason. Hello, Rick. Good evening. So I have a little bit on the agenda tonight, but I think I'm mostly going to just be chatting with you. Although I've got somebody suggested something, and I forget who it was. I apologize for forgetting who suggested it, but somebody suggested something for story time. When we read, hold on, when we read these Find Your Fate books, and we let everyone choose what option we do, what page we turn to. The idea was, for each option, whichever page wins, we turn to that page, but in a different book. You get it? So it could be endless. Who knows how long it could go? It could go all night. Because each time you choose an option, instead of turning to that page in this book, you pick up another book and turn to that page. That is just the zaniest idea that I can appreciate. Hello, Gaz. Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. And hello, there's Rob Vegas. Nice to see you as well. WWJD85, how do you do? I think I've said hello to everybody. I hope so. Oh, Victor. Hello, Victor. I don't think I saw you there. And Anthony. Anthony says, greetings from Pennsylvania. Greetings, Pennsylvania, from the United States. Thanks for being here. I guess now that everybody's here, that our regulars have let themselves in and found themselves a nice, comfortable place to sit. Everybody's got a tasty beverage. I will mention that, as with last week, the original pencil sketch of the thumbnail for this week's video is on eBay. The link is in the description of this video. We'll just see how this goes. I don't know if I'm going to do this every week, but it's been kind of fun. I have kind of enjoyed having a physical copy of the thumbnail sketch. Dale agrees with half the battle. Crimson Guard. The Crimson Guard looks like Banana Man with Python Patrol like Crimson Guard is a better figure with the original look. Yeah, I agree with that, Dale. Anyway, so I drew this for the thumbnail for Tigerfly and Recondo. And if you like it, it's on eBay. If it doesn't sell, I'll just take it to Joe Fest with me and I'll put it at my table. This drawing was done with the special super skillful art technique called eyeballing it. So don't take a ruler to it. It might not quite line up perfectly. Another thing I've noticed when I'm drawing these is because it's going to be shrunk down to thumbnail size, and I'm doing a vehicle and a figure, the scale of the character inside the vehicle is a bit larger. It's a little oversized from what it would really normally be, but it's because of the purpose of it. And I found myself doing this, I think unconsciously, kind of formatting my drawing for the thumbnail, because I know this is going to be a thumbnail, right? So I know this is going to be I need to show off both the vehicle and the figure, right? So I just kind of upscale the character so that you can see both. Yeah, see, Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse gets it. That's how all of us pros do it. We eyeball it. That's literally what I did. So anyway, let's put this back in the plastic sleeve. I do have a little bit for this evening. I have a little bit, but I think mostly we're just going to hang out and talk, right? Because I don't really want to do story time. This time I don't want to do it too frequently. I want to make that a special occasion kind of thing. I'm not going to do a live sketch, but I do have a couple of things. Hello, Exploriso. How do you do? Oh, thank you, Raymond. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I do have a couple of things, though. As you may have seen in the donation unboxing video, Chris from Comic Tropes sent me issue number 2 of the G.I. Joe Saturday Morning Adventures comic book, because my local comic shop, Gardner's, does not carry it. So this is very helpful, and I have read it. Where's the other one? I have the other one too. Yeah, I've got issue number 1 right here. So I've got the first 2 issues, and obviously I preferred that. Yes, Comic Tropes is famous. That's okay, Peter. I'm just glad you're here. Just thanks for being here. That's totally fine. Of course, I preferred the Larry Hama comic book to really any G.I. Joe media, but I know there are a metric ton of G.I. Joe animated series fans. And if that's you, this is the book for you. It really does go to great lengths to capture the feel and the look and the general storytelling techniques of the animated series. It's so this you really need to get this if you're a fan of the animated series. Just a quick look at page 1, but I wanted to point out this research specialist Diana Davis. Diana Davis has been in the G.I. Joe fan community for quite a long time, and it's really nice to see her getting some recognition. She has done some work on the main IDW G.I. Joe Real American Hero series. She got a shout out on the Hasbro live stream. And and occasionally Diana stops by here. If she does, I'll say congratulations, nicely done. And I'm enjoying the story. I am enjoying the story very much. The other thing I have, see, by doing this, it gives the very false impression that I am energetic and outgoing. So there's excitement. There's completely falsely generated excitement when I move my arms. Sergeant Slaughter's House says Recondo will always be an Aussie to me, and that is, I think, when Ron was on, he said that he designed Recondo to be Australian. That was the idea originally, but of course, as it goes through, the various creative hands, at least in the American release, it becomes something else. But yes, I mean, he was designed and originally conceived to be an Australian soldier, which is really cool. The other comic book I have, I actually had it for a little while and I forgot that I had it. It's an oldie. It's a very oldie. Hello, Dr. No Good. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing all right. Dr. No Good says, what is the hardest G.I. Joe toy to buy? I would say, I don't know if that equates to the rarest, the hardest to find, but Heavy Metal's microphone is, that's a tough one. Anyway, the other comic book that I picked up not that long ago and then forgot about is this issue of Marvel Age number 56. Now, I showed you some time ago the earlier issue of Marvel Age that showed off the 1986 lineup of G.I. Joe characters. Well, this is the 1987 lineup of characters. And it includes... right here. It includes a Marvel trivia quiz, and I thought we would look at this and maybe take the quiz. Let's see if we can pass the quiz. Look, let's see. Is this not all of it. Not all of it has to do with G.I. Joe, but a lot of it does. So we'll just do the G.I. Joe questions. So yeah. It's got, see, we've got the Crocmaster here. One thing that's different about this, hello Henry, thanks for being here. Hello Woodman and Armor Magnus and Ivan, how do you do? And anybody else, MCDJ ACDC, hello. Hello Jeffrey Ball. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I've seen Sparkster in the chat. It's always nice to see Sparkster. Thanks for being here. One thing that's different about the earlier Marvel Age issue, the one for the 1986 Joes, is instead of doing like character profiles, this one is more like in narrative form. There's Fast Draw, and I'm not sure I dig that as much. Isn't that Tom DeFalco? Is that caricature right there? Wasn't that guy? But it's got some interesting artwork. That Baroness there looks like an animation model, maybe a Russ Heath animation model. I'm not really sure, but yeah, we've got Payload. We've got the 1987. I'm trying to get this. The 1987 Cobra Commander uniform. And it's got descriptions, but the descriptions, like I said, it's more in narrative form rather than in character profiles. And I think I liked it the other way better. I don't think I like this quite as much. Hello, Brent. Thanks for being here. And Seymour, thank you also for being here. Anyway, so let's see. Where's that? Okay. Let me see. Which one? Let me scan through this real quick. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, no, I remember this. Where's the answers page? Hold on. Where are the answers? Hold on. Time out. Hello, the Figure Six Pack. How do you do? Where's the answers page? I need to see this. Is it in the back? Because if my recollection is right, when I read through this the first time, one of the answers, yeah, right there. Yeah, one of the answers is actually the answer to the first question is wrong. It's wrong. So, yeah, we're going to do this quiz here later. We'll do that maybe at the bottom half of the hour. But the answer to question 1 is incorrect. How do you like that? Okay, anyway, ASM42, how do you do? Glad you're here. And anybody else who has shown up. Draws has the Max Brooks book. And let's see, Dale likes the Image Comics G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover. I don't think I've read that. I've read a bit of the IDW crossover and, of course, the Marvel crossover, but I don't think I've seen at least all of the Image crossover. I'm not as familiar with it. Hello, El Eduardo. Thank you for being here. Okay, so from this week we had we did a vehicle. I wanted to do a vehicle. I hadn't done a vehicle in a little while, and if I just wanted to make every week easy, I would just do a figure. Hello, Chris. Thank you for being here, Chris. Hello, JB. If I just wanted to make every episode easy, I would just do a figure. In fact, if I wanted to make every episode really easy, I would just do a figure from about 1993, because there's almost no media. Anything from hello, other Chris. we've got lots of Chris's. You remember a couple weeks ago when everybody in the chat was named Matt? Well, now everybody in the chat is named Chris. Hello, Chris. Hello, Sean Beckett. Your name is now Chris. Can I do the Defiant next week? Oh, sure. 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 The Defiant is a unique challenge. if I wanted to make every episode easy, I would just pick a weird figure from '93, because the animated series had ended by then. So there's much less media. There might be some comic book appearances, but I wouldn't have to worry about animated appearances. So that would be really phoning it in. But it had been a while. Thank you, Chris. I'm glad you liked it. I was happy to see Tiger Force as well. We haven't looked at Tiger Force in a while, and we needed to see Tiger Force. We needed to get back to it. I'm glad we did. Hello, Hedgehog Action. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. So yeah, I felt it was time for a vehicle, and I didn't want to just do a small vehicle. I wanted to do something substantial, and the Tiger Fly had just been sitting there staring at me, and I was a little reluctant to do it because I knew that the landing skids were tacked on. There was a very small break on the landing skids that was preventing them from clicking on their own. They had to be tacked on. And there was the break, as you saw, on the canopy. I don't like that, but I felt that, you could get the idea. It was going to be okay. Raymond says, Duke's Tiger Force colors are better than the others. What do you think? I think so as well, for the most part. I also like Tiger Force Flint's colors. Those are not bad. But the Tiger Force Duke colors are good. The only caveat to that is the hair color change, which never made any sense to me. I mean, I did have the earlier Duke figure. I knew what Duke looked like, and I knew he didn't have he didn't have brown hair. But whatever. Hello, Game Masters Hobby. How do you do? Game Masters Hobby says 1993 was a very weird year for G.I. Joe. Yeah. Action figures in general. Back then, I was very nostalgic about the 80s. I can understand that. It was a transition period when physical plastic toys were diversifying a little bit and competing with other media, competing with video games and such, which, I mean, that was not necessarily new, but it was definitely still shifting in that direction. And G.I. Joe was trying to figure out what it was doing, and they were really throwing everything at the wall. The Battle Corps section of the line is huge. It's huge. But of course, they ended DEF and something else. I'm blanking. But they ended DEF. Oh, and Eco Warriors. They ended DEF, they ended Eco Warriors, and they just folded those into the regular series. And there are dozens and dozens of figures, all from 1993. It's a crazy, ridiculous year. That's why whenever I review something from 1993, I feel like I've accomplished something. I feel like I've taken care of an important chore. It's like doing the laundry or washing the dishes or sweeping the floor. Nobody really wants to do it, but it's got to be done. You got to take the trash out. You got to take care of your chores. And every time I'm actually able to check something off of that 1993 list, I feel like I've done my chores. I feel like, there's this huge mountain of 1993 figures that will eventually have to be reviewed, and we've chopped one little bit off that mountain, made it a little bit shorter. Hello, Nyquist. Thanks for being here. I saw you sneak in there. Sneaking in, are you? JB says, just need a Tiger Force Dusty and accessories for Sky Striker, and we'll have all the domestic action figures for Tiger Force. I do have Sky Striker because I've reviewed it, but my Dusty needs his backpack and the bipod, of course. There is no point in trying to find a loose Dusty Tiger Force bipod, right? If you found one, you would be paying as much for just the bipod as you would for the figure, maybe more. So what I will probably eventually do is just end up getting another Dusty, a complete one, Tiger Force Dusty. This is how you unintentionally army build, right? Because you're trying to be cost effective with your purchases. You know, you don't want to overspend, but that often means you end up doubling up the stuff that you already had. Rob Vegas says the Headhunter Stormtrooper was a great figure from '93. Yeah, that it was. I don't. We've looked at the Headhunter. Oh, thank you, Comic Tropes. Thoughts on Hasbro getting rid of plastic windows? That's a good question. Actually, let's go ahead and shift to that. I was distracted by this. So, as some of you may have heard, hello, Jumpin' General. Thanks for being here. How do you like the classified Stalker figure they recently revealed? I like it. I really want to see it in hand. So Hasbro is going to be phasing out plastic packaging for action figures. That's really interesting. I'm really curious how they're going to do it. What are the boxes going to look like? And will that mean the end of retro style packaging, or will that be like an exception? I don't think so. I don't think it'll be an exception. I don't know how everybody else feels about it. I just really want to see it. I understand their reasons for it, and I have no problem with their reasons for doing it, but the ability to see the actual item that's in the box has been important. That's been a major selling point. Yes, the toys are made of plastic. That is true. The toys will still be made of plastic, but there's a lot of plastic that goes into the packaging as well. When you've got the inner shell and then the outer plastic that goes around it. It's just plastic on top of plastic, and it would reduce a lot of plastic, eliminating it from the packaging. But then the question is, all right, then what do you do? What do you do? I assume that they're going to have yeah, that's Comic Tropes points that out, and I believe Comic Tropes ran into this in the past, not in the recent past, where somebody had swapped out a figure in the package in the store. So that's annoying. So you've got to be wary that you are getting the actual figure that you think you're buying. So that's something to be cautious about. Yeah, I really don't know. I want to see how they execute it. It's all in the execution, right? It's all in the execution. I mean, it could be great. I'm gonna fix my beard. It could be great, or okay, let's dial that back. Great is perhaps overstating it. It could be fine. It could be okay, or it could be a mess. So I need to see how they actually execute it. And Comic Tropes found an Alley Viper, but it had Snake Eyes in the box. Somebody had swapped out a Snake Eyes figure and put it in an Alley Viper box that was super lame. I just need to see it. It's hard to pass judgment without seeing it. And my other big question is, what does that do for retro style packaging? Hedgehog says, I don't believe it's hurting Transformer sales at all. Well, that's good, and that's encouraging. We will see. We'll keep you posted when I see some no plastic packaging out there. I'll pick something up, and we will bring it on this show, and we will talk about it. We do the hard-hitting journalism here. We are the New York Times. We are the Bloom County Picayune. We are all the hard-hitting journalist publications right here on this show. We'll check it out. We will give our honest and frank opinion about it once we see it. Absolutely. In the meantime, I'm surrounded by by plastic packaging in these. Yeah. Thank you, Matt. Matt says stores will probably stop offering refunds for figures due to swapping. Yeah, they may have to. Too many people will be either swapping the figs or complaining about it. Yeah, that's. I think that's the concern, and that's a legitimate concern. They should be concerned about that because that will probably happen. Sparkster says they started with Transformers Core and Deluxe class have a window but no plastic. Studio figures have a second cardboard scene that holds the figure and stuff. I've thought about what it would it look like if thank you, Josiah. Did we talk about call sign Longbow Kickstarter yet? We did briefly, but now that you have shot a super chat to remind us, we'll talk about it again. Call sign Longbow, classic O-ring style figures with some updated articulation on Kickstarter right now. Check out the latest episode of Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse, where I'm on there and with Steven from G.I. Joburg, and we have a lengthy discussion about it. It was a lot of fun. So thanks, Josiah, and that will remind us again about Call Sign Longbow Kickstarter. Thank you. So I thought about if they just did no. Where's an example? Well, if they just did this, but just no plastic, it's just open so you can still see the figure. Maybe. They couldn't do it exactly like this though, because there's plastic inside that holds the figure, so they'd have to zip cord it or tie it to the back or something. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This really reflects the light, doesn't it? Hey, look, you can see yourself in the reflection. Look, you can see. Can you read your own comment in the reflection of Roadblock? Yes. So, a side note. Let's see. Comic Tropes wants. Okay, so. Yeah, it is a fan-made O-ring figure, but it's going to be produced in numbers, so it's not just like a custom figure. But they are doing all new figures with. They're going to be doing a comic book, so it's got its own storyline. It is set in the 1980s during the Cold War, so we've got U.S. versus Soviet characters and some really wicked-looking Soviet-era soldiers, too. Really cool. So it's meant to evoke that 80s style. So they have that 80s style equipment and uniforms. It's really cool. It's really cool. Now that you mentioned, I kind of wish I had thrown the link in the description of this video. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to catch it later. Big Bad Toy Store put some Cobra Island figs for sale. Cool. Thank you, Matt, for the super chat. And as Matt says, Big Bad Toy Store put some Cobra Island figures for sale. Of Cobra Island figures, like Cobra Island Roadblock. Now, you guys, I mentioned this before. You know I like me some Roadblock. I'm a fan of Roadblock. I like Roadblock. It's just this particular Roadblock isn't my favorite one. And I'm going to put it back on the shelf. And as jeez. I was gonna say, when I go looking at my toy section at essentially any of the stores, all that I've been able to find lately has been the movie stuff. Tons of leftover movie figures that they have not put on clearance for some reason. So yeah, let's work through those and get a shipment of something new. That would be nice. That'd be pretty cool. Wolverines. Thank you, Henry. Chris says, Roadblock is my fave. I am also a big fan of Roadblock. I love me some Roadblock. That particular figure, I just had some questions about it. So, Class of Friday this week. This is what I was going to mention. Rob says Call Sign Longbow has some really rad designs. They do. They do. And I don't have pictures of them handy to throw them up on the screen. So, in the meantime, you just have to Google it, but I'll try to get you the info. Okay? So, in the donation unboxing video, I got a Cobra Commander, and I was going to do this for Class of Friday, and it's been a challenge this week. I was going to shoot it yesterday, but after everything else I had to do yesterday, I was just too tired. Hello, Yojo. I don't think I said hello to Yojo when you came in. Hello, Yojo. Will Hasbro make a shipwreck figure? They better. I think everybody wants a shipwreck figure. So I was going to do this for Class of Friday, and before I did this, I wanted to, at the same time, find this. So who remembers this? That app. Remember the app, the network app that had no vowels in it? I still don't know what the app does, and I don't care. But the Killer Weezer sends Soup Chat with the HasLab Sky Striker O-ring figures coming out. I think it will make Hasbro. Bring back O-ring figures. Hasbro has been telegraphing the bringing back of O-ring figures. So this is something. If you're an O-ring figure fan, this is something that people have kind of been itching for since. Oh, hello TNT. Hello Alex. Since the Walmart exclusive retro line turned out to be modern style figures, everybody's been clamoring to bring back the O-ring. Bring back the O-ring. Well, they're bringing back the O-ring. They're bringing it back. So it's in the Sky Striker HasLab. There have been a couple other releases, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and such. They have announced some additional releases. I think the question is going to be now: Will we get it back at standard retail? Is that going to happen? I hope so. So this is the standard release Cobra Commander. And then there was going to be a Cobra Commander figure that was available on that network app without vowels. And inadvertently, they displayed this, which was not available at the time. The so-called Regal Cobra Commander. And there are some differences, as you can see. Color differences. So I really wanted to look at these at the same time, do it in the same video. And whether I get that done by Friday or not is anybody's guess. It's been a busy week, and it's only Tuesday. If I have the energy, if I can screw up the energy, I will. One thing I did is I did get the next video review, vintage video review, ready. Next review ready. But the Class of Friday things, I really want to keep up with it, but it's been a challenge. So yeah, we got two different colors of Cobra Commander. Two? Did I say two? Make that three. We got three different versions of Cobra Commander. There. Yeah. There you go. So, and I've already looked at this one. I kind of looked at that on its own. But I really feel like if I'm going to do a review, let me put it back. Sorry, it's hard for me to keep an eye on the live chat when I'm playing with my toys. You didn't catch me playing with my dolls again. But these two, I really feel like these two need to be looked at together. So that was my plan. If I cannot get to it this week, I'll do my best to get to it next week. Like I said, it was my plan to do that yesterday, but I was just so exhausted, and I do need downtime from time to time. I do need to actually rest. You know, I gotta sleep eventually. So anyway, it's at least in the planning stage. It's at least in the planning stage. Nyquist says, my 10-year-old nephew doesn't care about G.I. Joe. Well, why don't you give me your 10-year-old nephew's address, and I'm going to stop by, and I'm going to have some more. I'm just kidding. It's okay. It's fine. Not everybody cares about the same thing. It's okay. Sorry. I got to relax. I almost threatened to beat up a 10-year-old. And I swore I would not beat up a 10-year-old again, okay? Never again. Lord Helmet. All rise in the presence of Dark Helmet. So yeah, there's that. Now that you mention it, talk about plastic-free packaging. This has a lot less plastic in it. This is mostly cardboard. There is some plastic because the figure is resting in a vacuum-formed plastic bubble, but there's no plastic. Ah! Yeah! You didn't see that. No damage done. No damage done. See, it's the cape. The cape makes him fly. He just floated. That's what capes do. You put on a cape and you can fly. Anyway, so like I was saying. Oh, thank you, Warren. Lauren says, thank you, HCC. I always watch your review before I buy a vintage figure or vehicle. Invaluable intel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really do try. I really do try. This is one reason why I try not to have like repro accessories or parts, at least whenever I can avoid it, is because I know that people will be looking at this stuff and then going out and making decisions about whether or not they're going to buy it. And I want to make sure that you're seeing what you're actually going to get. I try. That doesn't mean that I'm the best or that I am always successful, but I really do try. So thank you very much, Warren. I really greatly appreciate that. Don't worry. The Cobra Commander's fine. He had a cape. He flew. He had some airtime, right? He had some horizontal flight there. He was fine. He's fine. In fact, you know, this is something you can test out. Hey, test this out on your 10-year-old nephew. Put a cape on him. Tell him that, you know, if he jumps off the roof, he'll fly. Guaranteed to work. The disclaimer may not work. I think I've covered myself. I think legally, I'm no law scientist, but I think legally I've covered myself. If a 10-year-old jumps off a roof. Hello, Cobra Isla. Nice to see you there. Besides Stalker, who would you most look forward to getting in the classified line? I'm itching to get Retro Gung Ho. That's a good one. Recondo, another good one. Then I'm hoping for Shipwreck, Polly, Rock and Roll, and Grunt. You mean like future figures? That's a good question. I think Shipwreck would have to be high on the list. And, well, let me think here. Who have we not gotten? In regards to Phantom Menace 19 review, did you check out the John Lear video about the real F-19? I am aware of the video. I don't necessarily agree with the premise, but thank you. Who have we? I tell you who I think we will get, and that is, I got it. Hawk, a classified 6-inch version of 1986 Hawk. Leatherneck would be another good one. Comic Tropes wants Quinn, Venom, and Billy, all good choices, and frankly, if we don't get Bongo the Balloon Bear, what is even the point of G.I. Joe? If we don't get Candy Apple, what are we all here for? So yeah, that's it. Oh hey, it's already 7:40 by my clock here. And I think it's time. To take the Marvel trivia quiz. I'll only ask the G.I. Joe questions. You can answer. Let's see if you get the right answer. When I ask the questions, type your answer in ye olde super chat. Wetsuit and leatherneck 2-pack. That would be nice. Let's see. Question one. Are you ready? I didn't ask if everybody was ready. Are you ready? All right. Question one. I'm sorry, I didn't, like, people are still commenting on the last question, and I didn't give you guys a chance to get all your feelings out. Yeah, comic tropes would probably know any of them. Cheating. Page 72. 72. Well, by golly, there aren't 72 pages in this. All right. Question one. Which of the following is not a code name for one of the warriors of G.I. Joe? Okay? Here are the options. Which is not a code name for G.I. Joe? Crankcase, Bazooka, Ripcord, Rock and Roll, Grunt, Stalker, Maverick, Flint, Zap, or Grand Slam? Which of those was not a G.I. Joe? Crankcase, Bazooka, Ripcord, Rock and Roll, Grunt, Stalker, Maverick, Flint, Zap, or Grand Slam? Which of those was not a G.I. Joe? Tell me. Who do you think? What is the right answer? Yeah, what a crazy name Grand Slam is. Yeah, see, this. Okay, here's the thing. Exactly. Those who have answered, they are all Joes. I know what you're thinking. This is announcing the 1987 line of figures. And the answer on this page is incorrect. It says Maverick. I admit it, I was watching Top Gun on VCR while writing this quiz. But So Maverick is supposed to be the one that's not a G.I. Joe, but as you may remember, Maverick is a G.I. Joe in Battle Force 2000 from 1987, the same year as these guys that they're introducing. So who did this? Does it have a writer credit on here? I forgot. No. So whichever editor did this apparently was not aware that that the very year that these guys came out, there was in fact a G.I. Joe figure with the code name Maverick. In hindsight, looking back at it, it's a little funny. So the wrong answer to question one is Maverick. What even is question 2? Oh, you'll get this one. The question 2 is easy, and it has a correct answer. Question 2, easy, has a correct answer. By what name is General Clayton Abernathy better known? By what name is General Clayton Abernathy better known? Guesses? Any guesses? I know it's an obscure character that few have heard of. In the year 2000, yes, in the Battle Force 2000, there was Maverick. Hawk. Many of you guessed correctly. General Clayton Abernathy, former Colonel, but by this time General Clayton Abernathy. Hawk. Very good. Very good. See, I knew when there was one of these that had an actual correct answer that you guys would get it. For those who have joined later, we're going through Marvel Age issue number 56 that had a preview of the 1987 Joes, and in this there is a Marvel trivia quiz that has several G.I. Joe questions on it. They're not all G.I. Joe questions, so we're going through those just for the fun of it. And the answer that they gave for their question 1 was incorrect because they didn't know that in the year 1987 there was in fact a Joe named Maverick. So that catches you up. Question 3. And while I'm obsessed by code names, what's the real name of G.I. Joe's femme fatale, the sensational Scarlet? Who recalls the file name? The file name for Scarlet. She's not really a femme fatale. That's more of a Baroness thing. But who recalls? Comic Trope says the Negative Zone. That's incorrect. Her name is not Negative Zone. Who in here recalls the file name for our friend Scarlet? Yes, there you go. I knew you'd get it. Shanna O'Hara. Yeah, do you know that you remember the scene in the comic book series where it was when Scarlet was in the hospital because she had been shot. She was in a coma, and Snake Eyes was unmasked, and he said his first word that he said in years. He managed to squeak out Scarlet. I always thought that would have been a good opportunity for him to use her real name. I think that would have had much more impact if he had said Shanna. Because I feel like Snake Eyes and Scarlet probably on first name basis, or maybe they just go by the code names all the time. Maybe Scarlet doesn't know his real name, just calls him Snake Eyes. Like, yeah, I have a real name, and you are the most important person in my life. But I'm sorry, I can't tell you. It's classified. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. Question 4. This is going well, isn't it? This is going very well. Cobra Island says, what do you get for being the first to answer? You get respect. RESPECT. Find out what that means to everyone who gets the first correct answer. Question, what are we on? 4. What nemesis of the Joes can recall the invention of pizza firsthand? What nemesis of the Joes can recall the invention of pizza firsthand? This is referring... Hey, it's Peg Warmers. How you doing, Peg Warmers? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. This is kind of obscure. This is like a B story in one of the yearbooks. I know the answer. Some of you probably know the answer. Comic Tropes knows the answer. See, Comic Tropes is the first to get the correct answer and gets RESPECT. Comic Tropes... He gets the RESPECT right before he RUNNOFT. See, there you go. See, you guys, See, there are enough of you that remember that. Serpentor. There's this whole story in one of the yearbooks. I don't remember. I think it might have been yearbook 3, where Serpentor regales his entourage about his memories of the invention of pizza, because it's a little known scientific fact that having the DNA of somebody who lived long in the past imbues you with that person's memories. That's why I remember everything from the life of my great-great-grandfather. It's all in there. I got his DNA. Science. Question whatever. What are we on? I lost the page. I'm gonna find the page. Where's the page? What's it? What even is this? Bunch of Marvel stuff. It's Rocky and Bullwinkle. That's not what I'm looking for. I really did lose the page. Found it. What are we on? Question 6. Everybody ready for question 6? Yeah, that's true. You never forget pizza. I'm sure there are some Italians somewhere in my ancestral history, and they probably remember. That's why I remember pizza. I never forget pizza. Question 6. How was Snake Eyes disfigured? How was Snake Eyes disfigured? Anybody? Anybody remember how Snake Eyes was disfigured? I haven't even consulted the answer key here. I've got the answers in the back, but I've not needed to consult it. How was Snake Eyes disfigured? I know what the official story says. The official story says the same thing that you guys are saying in the chat. You guys are saying it was a helicopter crash. What the Pentagon doesn't want you to know, though, is that he was disfigured in a freak shaving accident, worst you've ever seen. The Army doctors, they all said the worst shaving accident they've ever seen. That's why he doesn't talk. It didn't damage his vocal cords. He just doesn't want to talk about it. He's just too embarrassed. He's too embarrassed, didn't want to talk about it, so he decided to never talk again ever. Where are we? What's it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more G.I. Joe questions. The rest are not G.I. Joe questions. You guys are doing great, though. You guys are doing great. Yeah, hot pizza landed on a. That's the alternate timeline. That's the Earth 616 version or whatever. Let's move on to question 7. Question 7. Ready? Here we go. Stormovik, Diana, and Horror Show are members of what organization? Other than, of course, the DAR. That's weird. Okay. Stormovik, Diana, as it's put here, and Horror Show are members of what organization? What organization are those two Russian-sounding names members of? I guess, let's see, through 2 helicopter explosions in Nam and the other one on the first missions. October Guard, and kudos to everyone who spelled it with a K, although I can't judge you because autocorrect may have changed the spelling on you, but absolutely, see, you guys noses your G.I. Joeses. That was good. That was good. That was not bad. That was not bad. They were commie losers. They absolutely were. Let's see. Next question. Question 8. The weaponry of the Joes is as much a feature of the book as they are themselves. What does MOBAT stand for? What does MOBAT, M-O-B-A-T, stand for? What does MOBAT stand for? Hello, Thane. I don't think I saw you come in. Hello. And Fishgeist, hello. How do you do? I don't think I saw you come in either. Sorry if I missed anybody. That's interesting. The answer in here is not the same as the answer on the box. So the answer that's in here, I think, is the what they put on in the first issue of the series. So you guys are correct. You guys are correct. And there ought to be multiple choices. It does stand for motorized battle tank. You guys are right. You guys are right. But this has a different answer. You ready for this? It says it stands for multi-ordnance battle tank. Multi-ordnance battle tank. That's not what it says on the box. It's I believe that is the acronym that they used in the first issue of the comic book series when they put like a diagram of the tanks. It might have not have been the first issue. One of the early issues where they put a diagram of the tank, and I believe they called it the multi-ordnance battle tank. But you guys are correct. You guys are correct. What should be the answer is motorized battle tank. That's the correct answer. Yeah, you guys know more about the Joes than some Marvel editor from 19. This would have been 86, right? No, this is November. Well, no. It says November 87. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the month that it came out, but 87. Yes, all tanks are motorized. At least you hope so. See, that's why, like, in universe, that acronym doesn't make a lot of sense. And I think that's why they changed it. You know, they changed it for the comic book. So it's correct in a sense, but incorrect in a different sense. Thanks, Bubble Wrap Memories. Good suggestion. Good suggestion. We have Bubble Wrap Memories and Chewing Bubble Gum. You guys, are you related? You guys twins? Question, what are we on? I think that was it. No. We got one more. No, we got two more. Question 9. One of the Joe's earliest enemies headed the Strike First troops nestled in Montana in their own with their own atomic warhead. Who was he? One of the Joe's earliest enemies headed the Strike First troops nestled in Montana with their own atomic warhead. Who was he? That was, I think, in issue number 3 or 4. And I'm not sure I remember. Oh, yeah, no, I do remember that. Yeah, okay. Anybody remember this? In those early issues, they kind of played around with Joe's having other enemies. Well, look at that. Fish Guy's got it correct right off the bat. That's a very good memory. Yes, Wingfield. Wingfield was the guy's name. Commander Wingfield is correct. That is something that I would have trouble remembering. That's Pizza King. It was his nickname. That was his nickname, is Pizza King. That's how he got so many followers. Free pizza. You know, you give me free pizza, and I'll show up. In fact, this is something. Hey, law school secrets. For those of you contemplating going for law school, the student organizations offer free pizza, and you will always have a crowd. They will turn out for the free pizza. That's how Wingfield there got his minions. Last question. Oh, it's already 8 o'clock. We're gonna go a little bit later. Because I want to finish these questions. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up. It's been a long day. We're gonna wrap it up. But we gotta do this one more question. Question 10. That's a weird question. But I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to read the question as it is written here. Okay, it's just worded oddly. What significance does Dr. Adele Burkhart hold for the Joes? What significance does Dr. Adele Burkhart hold for the Joes? What is the answer that they give in the back? I'm very curious. I know the answer. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah, so... Yeah, give a weird answer. It's a weird question. Give a weird answer. Comic Tropes is correct. Comic Tropes is correct and gets the RESPECT. They rescued her on their first mission. But by 1987, I think they had rescued her again. And then later in the series, after this, she had additional connections to G.I. Joe. So that's why I think it's a weird question. I think it's just an unusual question. But the correct answer based on what they wrote here is that they rescued her on their first mission. She did invent something important. She invented the Doomsday device, and technically that's still wrong. It's still wrong because G.I. Joe existed before that mission. That was the first mission in the comic book series. But it was not their first mission ever. The team was already together by that time. So this is another one that is sort of correct, but sort of not. So, Comic Tropes 1. Okay, we'll wrap up with this. After this, I will go because my voice is going to give out. But Comic Tropes wants one comic superhero question. Let me find one. Let's see. That is not one. That is not one. Oh, you know what? Okay. Wait. No, that is not one. All of the rest of these are comic book questions, but they're not superhero questions. They're all questions about other war comics. That's correct. See, Peg Warmers is right. Peg Warmers is correct. That's what I'm talking about. So I'll ask you one of these questions, but none of these are actual superhero questions. Well, here's a good one. In comic book lore, what caused the loss of Nick Fury's eye? In comic book lore, what caused the loss of Nick Fury's eye? Any takers? It wasn't Goose. In the comic book. We're talking about the comic book now. The comic book lore. Not the MCU. We got that. Thank you, Raymond. So who recall who was there? He lost it. Well, this would have been the answer circa 1987. Champagne cork. That's a good enough answer. That's a good answer. And Hans is the close. Hans is close. Actually, Hans is technically right. But their answer is more specific than that. It's shrapnel from a German hand grenade forced the eventual removal of Nick's eye. So it's shrapnel from a German hand grenade. There, so you got it right on the second try. There you go. Okay, so I do need to wrap it up because I can feel my voice going. I've been talking for quite a bit here, so I will let you guys go. But thanks to everybody for being here. That was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. We will do this again. I will remind everybody, check out Call Sign Longbow. I need to remind everybody lots of things. Check out Call Sign Longbow on Kickstarter. Check out What's on Joe Mind, live on Friday. Check out Comic Tropes all the time. Check out Half the Battle with Timmer, who had a new episode published today. Check out lots of the people on here who actually have their own YouTube channel. You got your Sparksters, you got your Cobra Islands, you got your Peg Warmers right there. Don't forget Peg Warmers. And so check out all of the things. And check out everything I mentioned, but also check out everything I didn't mention. So that covers everything. At Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse, I was in their episode, Hello Wilkinson Studios. Thanks, everyone. And just one more reminder, link to this in the description of this video if you would like the Tigerfly doodly-doo. And that's it, guys. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to pass out now. I will see you next week. And remember, only you people are yourselves and what have you. Thanks, everyone.